What's up, guys? This is Dylan.
And I'm Lydia.
And we're here for Broken Pictures. Thanks for tuning in to The Broken Dead. Excuse me. They don't get along too well.
Too well.
Her name is Two-Face, if you didn't know. And this is Ghost right here. But anyway, we're going to talk about this week's episode of The Walking Dead. It's called Worthy. And a lot was happening. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And check out the website. It's www.broken.picturesno.com. All right, let's jump in. So, what did we start the episode off with?
A lot.
There was definitely a lot. We spent a lot of time with the Saviors this episode.
I am going to say that I called it last episode when Negan pulls up and picks somebody up. I was like, that's Laura. He picked up Laura. He picked her up. Obviously, spoilers. If you don't know by now, we're going to spoil some things. So if you haven't caught up, catch up.
You got a dog hair on your chin.
That's disgusting.
Anyways, you called it.
Yeah, so I called it. I knew it was going to be Laura. He thought it might be the governor. No, who was the guy who was at the hilltop? Gregory.
I thought it might be Gregory.
And I was like, no, it's definitely not. It's Laura. And who did it turn out to be? Laura. Talking about Laura, I'm going to jump into the thing that I'm most excited to say.
Okay. You comfy?
Are you ready? Because here's what I got to say.
All right. Better hold on.
If I was Laura, you know the last thing I would do if the world thought I was dead in the apocalypse is go back to some oppressive, dirty doing dude like Negan just for some revenge for somebody I don't care about who might be dead by the time I get back there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just keep walking my happy little butt off, my shot little butt off to somewhere safe. I'm going to go find me a house like Carol did. I'm going to hole up and I'm going to be an old lady before it's all said and done. I am not going to go back to the sanctuary. That is stupid. To me, that's stupid writing. It gave them a cop-out. It gave them a reason to play Dwight. I think it's stupid. It's not practical. It's not realistic. Would nobody in their right mind do that?
I don't know. She's bought in. If someone was bought in... if somebody was bought into the Saviors, just like Eugene. Eugene went back.
Eugene can't survive without them. He's like,
we don't know what kind
in
of
this
person
group
she is.
mentality. She a bae. She's fine.
I'm just saying, like, when people are sold out to a cause, they will go back to a repressive relationship or group.
I'm just saying that I think it's stupid. And it's just like,
oh, it's not smart for sure.
Like, be different. Like, you gave yourself an excuse to rat Dwight out. Like, I felt like I saw it from a mile away. Whenever the Saviors found Dwight, and they're like, "Oh, well, have you seen Laura? We can't find Laura." And he's like, "Oh, how convenient is that? Can't find Laura." And then 2 episodes later, they're gonna be like, "Well, looky what I did." Like, it's stupid. I didn't like it at all.
It was more than 2 episodes, because it was like, I think the shootout happened in the mid-season finale.
2, 3, 4, 5, 12 episodes later, we still ain't found Andre. Okay, like, you know.
You mean Heath?
Oh, whatever his name is. I don't know. I think his real name must be Andre. Like,
Andre, wow.
there was an Andre. Wasn't there an Andre? I feel like we've had an Andre.
I don't remember.
Maybe I'm thinking of Andrea. I'm tired. It's been a long week. I don't feel good, so cut me some slack. Something else that I wanted to say, I'm going to go ahead and start voicing my opinions and calling it when I call it.
You wrote it down?
I wrote it down. In a second I'm going to harp on something else, but for right now, I think that they're going to Daryl Dwight. You remember how they put Daryl in the sweater and kept him in that room and broke him down and tortured him? That's what I think they're gonna do to Dwight. I don't think he's gonna smash his head in. I mean, we got a little glimpse if you watch the sneak peek for next episode. Like, we saw him in the little outfit. I think they're gonna do that. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think he's gonna use him. I think he's gonna do like he tried to do with Daryl and break him down. And then I'm kind of upset that Eugene used the phrase and by Ginger, like, because he killed Abraham. Eugene killed Abraham.
Too soon. And
Abraham is a ginger, and you just don't get to toss that word around like it means like a vegetable. Like, that is not the same thing. Spice, whatever. It still comes in like a weird looking root thing.
So what you're saying is you're spicy about it.
Too soon and not good enough. No, I'm just kidding. I really just didn't like that. It kind of took me out of what I was watching, you know, and was just like, I started thinking about the verbalization that they used instead of actually watching the show. So I didn't really care for that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think it was still within the realm of what was going on with the whole Rosita, Abraham, Eugene trio being part of Rick's now, and everything that he was turning his back on.
I mean, I get that, but I don't think that they meant to draw that parallel. I think they just, like, used it as actual words, and that bothers me.
I don't know. I think it fit even if they didn't mean to. And I'm starting to wonder, this hit me when I was watching the episode, when Rosita said that they were going to lock him up, put him in a hole, and just pull him out. Now, this is a comic book spoiler. By now, you probably know that in the comic, they don't kill Negan, they lock him up. But could it possibly be that they kill Negan and lock up Eugene instead and keep him in that spot? Because they've been known to remix characters in their arcs before.
I don't know.
Because at this point, I don't see Eugene coming back. Like, I think everyone is done with him. I don't care what he does. You can't unvomit on somebody. Like, I don't think he's coming back.
I hope Eugene dies.
Yeah.
That's like really harsh to say.
Done with Eugene. Like, he's in Gregory mode right now.
Which I haven't even wished Gregory dead. Like,
really?
I feel like the only person I've ever wished dead, not related to The Walking Dead, was Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Like, he's the only...
Jared.
I didn't even, like... Yeah, really? I wanted him to get his butt whooped and be locked up for a long time, but he was still human to me. Like, even if he was stupid and aggravating and made me mad, like, he was still a human, you know? Like, to me, he hadn't lost his soul there, and I'm just like, Eugene, if I was a bullet maker, every bullet I made would be for you. Like, stop. I'm so done with you.
That's funny.
You thought that was good.
That needs to be like Rosita's one-liner as she, this bullet's for you, Eugene.
Because he's a bullet maker.
Yeah. Yeah, if we were an 80s action movie. So yeah, I think that it's very possible that they could be setting up Eugene in Negan's spot, because as much, I mean, I know Jeffrey Dean Morgan has done other shows before. Right.
I'm sorry, guys.
She's hanging in there. She's had a super long week, opening a new store. Yeah, she's opening a new store. She's manager at a restaurant. I know Jeffrey Dean Morgan has been on other shows before and been killed off, but I don't know. It's hard to say, because a lot of movie actors are finding their new lives in television now, and moving to television, because there's so much more character arc and story there that you can tell over time, rather than trying to squeeze it into a 2-hour spot. Excuse me, sir. He's kicking me in the back. But I don't...
Are you sure he's not stabbing you in the back?
Eugene. But I don't... Dwight, my bad. So anyway, I don't know if Jeffrey Dean Morgan would hang out on The Walking Dead for longer than the current Negan arc to just hang out and be in jail, and you know what I mean?
I don't think that they would like keep it going for that long. I think that he would like film it all and then be done.
I mean, yeah, they can have him just drop in every once in a while and do a scene.
Well, that too.
And he could still do movies. I mean, he's still doing movies. He was in Rampage.
I was about to say, I mean, even Stephen Ogg mentioned that he did the soundbite for his Walker in London while he was in London. And he mentioned that on The Talking Dead. You know, like, I think that it's more about, like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is not going to sit with a show that's sinking. And so if they don't wrap it up here soon, I think that big actors like Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Andrew Lincoln and, you know, Denai Guerrera, I never can say her name right, I'm so sorry. I butcher it every time. You know, people like that, like, aren't going to stick around. You know?
I don't know, though, because, I mean,
Lauren Cohan, sorry if I didn't mention your name. And you're watching this and get, like, personally slighted. Lauren Cohan, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because she watches their show. We wish.
One day.
But anyway, yeah, she might go back and re-watch episodes. You never know. So I just don't know. Like, I mean, it would be easy for him to still do that and just drop in and have his character and then come back for arcs or whatever. But like you said, with the show declining, I mean, I'm not 100% convinced that it's still in decline, because I mean they are doubling down on this Fear the Walking Dead crossover and showing it in theater this Friday or next Sunday with this coming Sunday, because next week is the finale and the premiere of Fear. So they're putting it together, and you can go to the theater and watch those together. That's pretty crazy. So I don't think that, at least in AMC's view, The Walking Dead is going anywhere anytime soon.
I wish that it would, though. Like, it needs to wrap up. Like, it's gonna start being a redundancy, and that's not fair to it. I feel like to honor the show, they need to start wrapping it up, give people closure. People who started watching the show when it started are ready for it to end. Not because they want it to end, but because everything has a cycle. Yeah. And if it doesn't catch its wave, like, it's going to end up drowning. And I don't think that that's fair to the show or to its viewers.
I don't know. I mean, I want to give the new showrunner a chance and see if she can make it fresh again. Because if they can make it fresh again...
It's not necessarily about it being fresh again to me. Like, something can be fresh and still not... Like I said before, like, still, it's ridden its wave, you know. We're in season 8. When you think about it, that's...
I don't know, because, I mean, you think about some other shows like The Simpsons, and, I mean, they've been on for 30 years, and people are still watching them, and they're unsinkable, you know. The way they see it is The Walking Dead could end up being like that, and they're expanding the universe. I don't know. I'm just saying, they might not, in their view,
be done.
Yeah, they might not be done.
I can respect that.
Yeah. So, speaking of doubling down on back to Eugene, I mean, this guy, I thought for a moment when Daryl and Rosita got him that was going to be the moment where he was, oh my God, thank God you got me out of here. You know, he was going to turn coward again and try to survive. But even in the face of his friends and his own life on the line again, he's still a savior. He doubled down, and he's made some decisions. So I don't think that Eugene is coming back.
I don't either, nor do I think that after this Rosita or Daryl will ever take second chances. Honestly, if you're Daryl and you busted up a dump truck through the front of the Saviors and that didn't work out, you're going to go and do something stupid again without telling anybody, without having a contingency plan. You're going to let home dude escape and get back over there. As soon as he turned and was like, I'll go watch them, I was like, he gone.
Yeah.
He gone. Like, why do you even continue to do stupid stuff?
Yeah.
Like, no offense, but I'm done with you, Daryl Dixon and Rosita Jones. What's her last name? I don't know. I feel like
you're thinking Rashida Jones, probably.
Probably. Yeah, I love her. She's in Parks and Rec and The Office. I love her. Yeah. Anyway.
So, we haven't talked about Simon and Negan. He is snoring.
which is what I wish I was doing.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap this up quick. And I know you guys, we've been pushing it like 15, 20 minutes into these things. But finally, Simon has met his maker. Yeah.
Sound effects.
Yeah.
You should hire me.
Do you guys think it was a satisfying ending? I kind of felt like it was.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, the hand-to-hand brawl between two titans of the saviors. I mean, they're big dudes. And just going at it and just ending it with his bare hands. I mean, that's like, Negan got his hands dirty, and that's nice to see.
Absolutely, and I'm not going to harp on this, I promise. I thought it was very interesting. I was introduced to Fight Club a couple years ago, and to me it was...
You met me?
Well, no, it wasn't like when we first met. Anyway. To me, it seemed very Fight Club-ish, and that, to me, sparked the mentality side of it, of just, like, the entire movie. If you haven't seen Fight Club, pause it, skip ahead, because I'm about to spoil Fight Club for you. The whole thing's in his head, and to me, that was just like, whoa. Is all of this, like, is it real? Because, you know, the whole, yeah, exactly, like, all of it has been so obscure when it comes to all of that and the details about it. I mean, obviously it's happening because you've got Fear the Walking Dead, and that's not all in Rick's head. But when it comes to just, like, this life that Rick has created, you know, being in his head and just being a figment, to me it was just like,
and somehow it's all about him.
Something going on here.
I don't know, because
I don't think that it is, but it just made me think about it.
Yeah, and they've said that it won't be one of those things where Rick wakes up from the coma and it never happened.
Scott M. Gimple said that.
Well, Kirkman also said that, and he's like, Kirkman is sold on that. Yeah, Kirkman is sold on this. This is like legitimately happening. This is real. And
that's totally fine, but they're not that involved in the show anymore. I mean, with the new showrunner and all of the new producers and things, like, they're not as hands-on as they were.
If they do that, screw Daryl Dixon, we riot. That's not... They can't do that. They better not do that.
You say they can't do that, like...
You can't
get the law. You can't
I am the law.
No, I don't think that it is. I'm just saying that, like, hey, don't write anything out. We watch Game of Thrones. Like, have you learned nothing? You know nothing, Jon Snow. Like, they can do anything at this point in time.
Well, they can do anything they want, but I don't think it would be a smart decision. As smart decisions go, I don't, you know, they've made pretty dumb decisions and poor choices.
And we're scholars, so don't you forget it. We know what a dumb decision is.
We're just super fans who like to write and analyze. So, yeah. All right. So we covered Eugene. We covered Simon. We covered Dwight.
We didn't cover the letters.
The letters. Do you think that Michonne was right to read it to Negan?
Oh, for sure.
Do you think that it'll change Negan's mind at all?
Oh, for not sure.
Do you think, I mean, Negan, you know, seems like he's in Rick mode right now. Like, he's had enough.
Yeah, to me it was really interesting. Like, he didn't read the letter or, like, hear the letter and receive it as a letter. He received it as, like, a Michonne, you know? Yeah, and that bothered me a little bit.
I think she should have left it for him to read himself somewhere.
I don't think he would have ever gone. Well, actually, curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, and he really liked Carl, so he might want to have heard and respect his last wishes. But it seems like Rick and Negan, of course, they're always on opposite parallels. So it seems like it's flipping again.
Goodness gracious, how many times you go?
Well, I'm just saying, like, they go around and around, and they're always opposite. And where we saw the human side of Negan last week, this week, Rick has read the letter, and he's starting to flip back towards that human side as Negan makes the round and is going to kill them all mentality.
I'm going to say, just real quick, that's a side note. I realized that the quote that I made a second ago about curiosity kills the cat not being the full quote. So I just said it. I just got to get that off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, about that, I thought it was really interesting that the last.
Finish it?
No, I think.
Do you guys know the end of the quote? Do you? I didn't know it for a long time. I mean, I know it now, but...
No, we're waiting.
Oh, satisfaction brought it back. But satisfaction brought it back.
Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Is what he's trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was just a side note.
Yeah. Back on the rails.
The rails?
Because we got off track.
Anyway, I thought it was very interesting how last episode Rick is just like killing people, just knocking them down, doing what he's got to do, killing people. And
did he have to? Did he got to?
No, we don't think that he had to, but he's killing people.
Yeah. And
he has that like in the mirror moment. And then this episode, we see Negan just like doing what he's got to do, killing people. But there was no Negan in the mirror moment. And I just wonder kind of why they choose to bring Rick to himself and kind of show Rick himself without showing Negan the same. I don't know, to me, I don't know.
Well, I think that they do that because they've got to still keep Rick salvageable.
Right.
As a good guy.
And I get that, but at the same time, I feel like that they're trying to do that anyway with, if they're going to imprison him, they better start doing it, because I sure as heck am not feeling Negan-esque right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's only one more episode this season, and they said they're wrapping it up this season, so somebody's going to die or go in prison next week.
What do you mean they're wrapping it up this season?
The all-out war is wrapped up this season. They're finishing. They said they're finishing it this season.
Oh, right. And so, the next season would start, the peacemaking and stuff.
Yeah, a whole nother story arc.
What's her name? Peggy. Debbie. The glasses lady.
Yeah, I almost had it, and then you started with the names. Georgie.
I know it's got something at the end.
You can't
and
ever get that.
Well, because I always want to say Maggie, and I'm like, no, that's stupid. They don't have two Maggies. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
That's all we got to say about that. So, what do you guys think? Did Simon meet his untimely death in a good way? Were you satisfied with that? Do you think Negan did well? I mean, he can actually hold his own in a fight, as we've seen him with Rick, but I don't think other people have.
I was kind of bothered by that. Really? No offense, Jeffrey D. Morgan, you're a great looking dude, but you kind of scrawny.
Well, the jacket makes him look scrawny too. I mean, he's a big dude.
No.
You've seen The Watchmen. He's a big dude.
He can be a big dude.
Okay.
He is not currently a big dude.
The jacket is black and it's very slimming.
No. He got little kind of arms.
I don't know. I mean...
Just listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Going to Stephen Ogg, who is buffed up.
Well, Stephen Ogg doesn't wear sleeves either, but he is lanky as well. But you can see his muscles because he doesn't wear sleeves. That's my answer.
Well, you're interrupting my entire argument. Okay. I just think that it's I wish they would have shown it a little bit more. If you're trying to tell me... You're trying to tell me that Rick can hold his own against Negan and Stephen Ogg can't, Simon can't. He just he's got that adrenaline pumping, he's got the crowd watching him, he is ready.
He even warmed up the crowd before he started the fight.
I mean, he is ready. And just not even a couple rounds in, Negan's I'm gonna just choke him.
Yeah,
just already on top choking him.
That's the only argument I have is that it wasn't long enough and it wasn't bloody enough. I thought it should have been just knock down, drag out.
Yeah, for sure. I would have rather him burn his face with the iron. To me, that was harsher Negan. Yeah, I mean, he's getting his hands dirty, physically choking someone, but just it only took about 30 seconds. Sure. I just didn't feel.
I feel like that should have almost been half an episode of it, just
yeah. I mean, they drag out literally everything on the planet.
Yeah, it's just like Game of Thrones now. They're trying to wrap everything up, so it's we don't have enough time to show everything anymore.
Just a bunch of stupid character development that makes no sense, and then 2 seconds later we kill that character.
Yeah, or not even character development. They making jumps.
It's just character visual. You see the character that's about to die, but there's no development.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, but
anyway.
Exactly. I thought it was a little shy on the payoff, but I was still satisfied.
I was alright with him dying, so.
Oh yeah, I was right.
I'm glad we got to see him as a walker. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
For sure.
although he was like kind of like a rabid walker, which
I liked it though because I've mentioned several times I've seen the first couple episodes of The Walking Dead here recently, and it reminded me of like a fresh walker. Like they were climbing fences back in the Gap.
Yeah.
Okay, busted in windows with rocks. These were some smart walkers.
And that's even a callback to the original Night of the Living Dead. They had it playing on the TV. I was in a short film here recently, and of course, if you don't know, that's in the public domain, so they can play that on television without having to pay for it. And those zombies, of course, they were the first zombies, but the guy was picking up rocks and like thinking, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to break out windows and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I actually enjoyed his performance. It was, we've seen mostly really deteriorated walkers. And it's nice to sometimes see a fresh walker as sadistic as that sounds.
I know. I mean, Aaron was the thing we didn't mention. Like, Aaron's kicking people in the head, or kicking walkers in the head and killing them.
He had a rotten stick.
Yeah. And he hit that one walker like 5 times, but there was like 2 or 3 where he just like hit up against a tree or
Some
kicked.
Some of them are more rotten than others.
Yeah.
I can't roast a marshmallow on a rotten stick, and you can bust some dude's head open.
Yeah. And speaking of, I mean, what was that? I know we said we're wrapping it up, but what was Aaron doing? Is that like a Gandhi fast where he's like, I'm not going to eat until you see your ways?
He's by the ocean. It's salt water.
So what? What? What's that got to do with him starving?
I don't know. I'm trying to like draw conclusions. I'm trying to like make it make sense, but it doesn't. Like, I didn't understand that as well. Like, you're gonna take someone who's like Aaron, who literally scavenged and was the one who went out for people when Alexandria was still a place, and then he don't know how to just survive out there
or fish.
in the woods.
Like,
he ain't even know how to get water.
That's my thing. Is like, of course this must be on purpose that he's doing this to like. I don't know.
Get their attention.
Exactly.
Or die.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like, this kind of plays off to me as like one of these things like, I bought you a drink. Why don't you go home with me? It's like, I'm starving myself. Why don't you come back with me? You know what I mean?
I did not make that correlation at all.
It's like, I don't know. But it's just, I don't know. I think it's kind of a weak thing to, I don't know. His argument, I feel like it's not very strong. But it seems like Oceanside is like got this weak storyline curse. It's like anybody that gets drawn into it just becomes a bad actor, or the storyline just takes a dip.
Yeah, and I really don't want that for Ross Marquand because he is so talented. Yeah. If you have not heard some of his impressions, some of just anything he has to say. Very impressive, but also just a very, very intelligent, articulate man, and just very interesting to listen to. I mean, he just really is. Like, there aren't a lot of just like really well-spoken famous people. Okay. Well, I mean, in the media right now, you got Trump, and that's all I think about. You cut that.
We got the best walkers.
We got the.
Anyway, yeah, like, I mean, like, even his, like, exasperated, like, hey, you gotta fight. It's like, really?
I didn't think it was that bad. Anyway, I feel like all we did was rip the episode to shreds this time.
No, he had some good spots. I liked it. I'm just ready for next week to wrap up and see where they're going to go with it next time. I'm going to give Angela Kang, the new showrunner, a chance. See where she's going to take things. I'm curious. We need to go back and catch up on Fear because it's starting back up. And I just kind of... Because I'm curious where all this is heading.
No, I'm shaking my head because before this past season started, I said that. I said we needed to go back and watch it and catch up. And who talked me out of it?
No.
Yeah, you did.
No, we watched the first 2 seasons, and then you were like, I'm done. I'm not watching another one. So I didn't, yeah. And I didn't record it because we were like, okay, we gave it a chance and it sucked. So, and we even talked
when
about
I heard
a couple
about
people.
Morgan crossing over, I was like, oh, shoot that gum. We need to watch it.
Shoot.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's like
but before that point, you were done and I was done, and we were making fun of people.
I said that I
like,
would watch it if you watched it, I would half watch it.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I mean, we were even making fun of people who were like, Fear is better than The Walking Dead. Man, screw that. Whatever, it is not.
Yeah, I had a couple of friends that were like, oh, Fear is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, Fear for you, bro. It's not so good.
Yeah, it had some good things and good characters and good actors, but there were some things that I just could not look past. So, I mean...
What's her face? I just don't like her.
She's just... Her character is so unlikable.
It's not her character either. Like, I just don't like her as an actress. I'm not here to like dog on actresses at all because like that's not what we're about. Like everyone has their own talent and it's definitely not mine. So like I'm not gonna insult anybody. I just don't care for that actress. I can't think of her name right now. She was on The Blind Side and I loved her. Kim Dickens. Dickens. I loved her in The Blind Side. So it's not that. It's just like I don't really care for her performance in this.
Yeah, I felt like they had some really good quality characters. I know we're going over on time. They had some good quality characters, but they didn't. It's almost like they refused to capitalize on those because they wanted it to be a female driven, but they were locked into who they had.
Okay, but this isn't Fear the Broken Dead.
You're right. So
like I came up with that on the spot.
Yeah, if we ever do that, I don't know if we will or not, but hey, we're open to options. Legion just started back. We might be doing that. I don't know, but also, I think this next month, Westworld starts.
Oh my gosh.
Season 2. So we're probably going to be doing that one. We got to figure out which one we're going to do.
Well, if you haven't watched Legion, catch up on it because I'm interested in binge watching Legion to catch up. Is it a week by week thing?
It is.
My heart.
But
I was prepared to binge.
Yeah, we'll at least check in every once in a while with Legion if something big happens.
I love Legion though. Like I would love to do the show.
Yeah.
Just if you haven't seen Legion, watch it. It is
like,
so good.
But my thing is, I'm kind of afraid that it's going to be hard to do a week by week for something like Westworld or Legion because sometimes week to week, I got no clue what's happening. It's like, what in the world?
Well, you can talk about Westworld because I don't understand what's happening in that show, and I'll talk about Legion because you don't know.
Maybe we'll do like West Legion or something.
That's terrible. Then we'll start mixing up the shows. I'm
just playing. We will not do that. Anyways, we need to go. We're getting delirious. It's super late. So thanks for tuning in. By the way, I was by the way in my head. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. By the way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if this episode is even worth doing that.
Probably not.
But we appreciate you watching it, sticking it to us, sticking it out with us. And don't forget to check out that website, www.broken.pictures. See what we're doing. Got some things going on, growing some pages on there. So check in from time to time. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our other social media stuff. Instagram, Facebook. We post different stuff about shows and movies. If you can even hear me right now. Oh my God, Ghost just farted. We're going to go for real. Love you guys. Peace.